media.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. It's another discussion about migration and our open borders in Canada, I'm afraid, and what impact this is having on our country. It seems that no matter who comes to this country, it's rules for thee, not for me. Newcomers aren't expected to pay for their own bills, provide their own living, get an education, do anything more essentially than vote for Justin Trudeau. That's what he brings them in for. He wants these open borders to sit well with the left mob that says, hey, we need to bring in more diversity, more equity, more inclusion, but at the same time, hoping that broke refugees will vote for him in the House of Commons. That's how he plans to hold his seat. We've seen many videos throughout the summer of migrants pooping on Wasaga Beach, pooping in public, pooping at gas stations, and, pooping in the middle of Toronto. We've seen it everywhere. We've seen mass crime spikes in multiple major cities, mostly reported on in cities like Toronto, where residents are being told to leave their keys by the front door so that those breaking in to get their cars can simply get the keys and go. Police doing nothing. Well, once again, the rules aren't going to be pushed on those who are coming here who are now destroying our wildlife. And I wanted to show this video coming out of Bowmanville, Ontario. This was from about a week ago, and True North reported on this. I'm going to go to a True North article on this, but it's not just this one situation. And this is where people should be outraged. White Wabbit Warrior, try saying that 10 times fast, posted on Twitter, as a hunter who follows all tag and limit laws, nothing pisses me off more than poachers. It's not just Haitians eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. It's not just the Haitians eating the pets. It's immigrants. These ones are Indian, blatantly ignoring our hunting laws. This should result in immediate deportation in Bowmanville, Ontario. Now, I agree with this. If you come to another country and you break their laws ignorantly, you should face immediate extradition back to your country, and their legal system, which is usually a lot more punishing than Canada's, should have to take over. Let's take a look at what we're talking about here.
You guys know that's very illegal, eh? You guys know this is very illegal, what you guys are doing? What's your guys' names? You're netting fish, yeah. You're netting fish, which is extremely illegal. You go to jail for that. Do you guys understand that? I've been videotaping you guys for a while. What's your guys' names?
Now, of course, ignorance is bliss. They're all going to pretend they don't speak English. This is common. This happens all the time. In fact, I can personally speak and say we've seen this even no further than our own residential water park, where migrants are coming and washing their hair in the showers and in the water parks where kids are playing, allowing their contaminated soap to go down the drains of storm sewers where, again, in Calgary, I don't know about other cities, but in Calgary, that is illegal. It's the same reason we're not allowed to wash our cars in our driveways. They don't want soaps and chemicals going into certain storm drains. Well, those rules don't apply. Again, people have called bylaw. I know for a fact it's been brought up in our neighborhood meetings where we've called bylaw, and guess what? They do nothing about it because, heaven forbid, they seem racist. The problem with what's happened in Bowmanville, and again, I'm going to get to that article by True North, is that it's now happened again. And now I don't know if this is necessarily Bowmanville. There's no tag on this, but the pleb tweeting out, Canadian newcomers have once again been caught illegally fishing in our rivers. Fishing for spawning salmon is illegal. Fishing with nets is illegal. This is how they thank us for giving them a new life. The country that gives them everything. Literally. And he couldn't be more further from the truth. We give them hotel rooms. We give them, if you watched my video earlier this week, we give them thousands upon thousands every month in living allowances. We give them credits for their schooling. They get a free ride. Now they're fishing in our rivers. They're treating Canadian rivers like the Ganges. It's horrific, and it's disrespectful, and it's out of line. Let's take a look at this one. Look how proud they are. Look how proud they are. They're going to eat for a week because they all jumped in the river. Nice family Sunday afternoon in the river, waiting around. Here's my question, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I've said a million times over, if you're coming to this country to get a job, to contribute, to pay into our health system, to pay into our tax system, to better your life, and actually contribute by being a part of that system, I'm all for it. So long as we have the jobs, so long as we have the houses, so long as people are willing to assimilate and be a part of what makes Canada great, I have no issues with that. But when did Canada stop being Canada? When did Canada become a background playground for migrants to come in and just do whatever they choose? Whether it's the crime, whether it's the catch and release laws that we have, whether it's the assault on people, whether it's the fishing in rivers, pooping in streets. When is enough enough? When are our municipal leaders, our provincial leaders, our federal leaders going to say, this isn't Canada anymore? We have to put a stop to this. This kind of behavior is completely and utterly unacceptable. No pun intended. What we need to start telling people, and again, it's not racist to tell people, if you can't afford to come to this country and live and get a job and be prosperous and contribute, we don't want you. You can't come in. You can't move here. Anytime I've moved in my life, I have to show how much I make. I have to show that I can afford to be there, and I have to qualify in order for those things to happen. I don't see why somebody coming into the country shouldn't have to do the same thing. They shouldn't have to show work history. They shouldn't have to show that they're going to a legitimate school. Like all of these things wind into the crisis that we're now facing in this country. I want to touch on this article from Bowmanville now because they're saying they're going to look into it. If we go down here, the Ministry of Natural Resources investigating after a group of men were discovered fishing with nets and bagging salmon in Bowmanville Creek, a salmon spawning area and popular spot for sport fishing in the township. TikTok user Justin Newell posted a video, which has now nearly 2 million views, exposing a group of mostly men with nets in the Bowmanville Creek in Bowmanville, Ontario. After Newell confronts them, the men can be seen throwing large fish into bags. Multiple social media users shared the video. One video on X garnered over 800,000 views. Following the incident, a photo of conservation officers engaging with individuals at the creek was posted, though it is unclear what day the photo was taken. Again, it seems to be an ongoing thing. I don't think they'll see any consequences. Maybe a fine that they'll never pay. They'll claim they can't afford it. A representative from MNR confirmed the True North that the conservation officers were aware of the incident and were actively investigating. Investigating doesn't mean charges. It doesn't mean that anything's actively being done to stop this. It's just, well, we went down there and we, kind of asked some questions. They pretended they didn't understand English, so we can't really press charges or do anything besides tell them not to do it again. The MNR said that they could not provide further comment on the incident as the investigation is ongoing, meaning, again, they've done nothing. If they've done something, they could have told you that. One resident claiming to be from the area said that the creek has become a free-for-all in recent years. Bowmanville Creek is literally my backyard. It's an absolute disaster during the spring and fall fishing season with all the newcomers. The pathway is jammed and clearly they are breaking laws. Where are the game wardens? One TikTok user comments in the original post saying, "This is not the Bowmanville I grew up in. This isn't the Canada I grew up in." 15 years ago, we wouldn't have allowed this kind of behavior. But once Captain Tampon gets into office, well, all bets are off, right? Everybody can do whatever they want as long as you're not white. Don't mean to be racist with that comment. That's what I'm seeing around me. That's just fact of what I'm seeing everywhere I go. The municipality of Clarington, was unavailable for comment when True North asked for the legality of netting and keeping fish in the area. However, Ontario Fishing Regulations Summary outlines some rules about the practice. In Ontario, it is illegal to take fish by any means other than angling, spear, bow, and arrow, dip or seine net, or bait fish trap, the summary lists. The rules also state that transporting live fish is illegal, though True North was unable to confirm that laws that the men were accused of breaching. It is also illegal in Ontario to keep fish without a valid fishing license, which I guarantee you none of them have, with exceptions including for veterans, active Canadian Armed Forces member, Indigenous peoples, children, or the elderly. So again, nothing that applies, just people being ignorant. Ontario fishing licenses are eligible for Ontario and Canadian residents and non-residents. For Ontario and Canadian residents, applicants must have lived in the province or country for at least 6 consecutive months during the 12 months immediately preceding the application. I mean, this is just absolutely horrendous. It's disrespectful. It's wrong on so many avenues. But adding it to pooping on beaches and streets, stealing cars, living in tents, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. This is just one more thing we got to add to the pile. I need to ask you guys down in the comments, is it worth it? Have we benefited anything from this aside from Justin Trudeau, aside from him increasing his net value tenfold from $9 million to over 100 in his tenure as Prime Minister? Has anyone else benefited besides Justin Trudeau? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Please make sure to click that bar and hit your bell for notifications while you join me every Friday night here on the channel for Friday Night Fringe, our Friday night live streaming show every week where we talk about everything that's happened in the world of politics, everything coming up in the week ahead, and some back and forth within our community. It's always great to talk with you guys outside of making these videos, and I can't wait to sit with you this upcoming Friday along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Fringe, as we talk about all the crazy events, some cool stories. We hang out and have some fun Q&A in the community, and we look forward to seeing you all there starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central again here on the channel every Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.